Apex predators, mountain lions, travel across large areas looking for food and mates. But here in California, where there are high-density human populations, roads and highways are closing off these paths.
As a result, mountain lions are dying at an alarming rate. But CBS 8's Sean Stiles tells us in this Earth 8 report, a study by UC Davis has some solutions.
In a new report put out by the Road Ecology Center in UC Davis, it talks directly about how mountain lions are dying at an alarming rate here in California, trying to cross freeways and highways like this. In the past year, nearly 70 of the big cats have lost their lives.
Mountain lions being hit by cars has been going on probably ever since there were cars on highways in California.
Fraser Shilling is the director for the Road Ecology Center at UC Davis.
In California, we have so much traffic, so many roads, that where mountain lions are moving, we've built barriers. We've built road barriers, so concrete, and we've also built moving barriers, and that's the traffic. And that could just stop them from going where they need to go, or it could kill them when they try to go there.
As apex predators, mountain lions traverse large areas looking for resources. This usually means they have to cross roads.
They might be really hungry, they're in search of a mate. They're a young mountain lion dispersing away from an adult mountain lion, and sometimes that puts them in conflict with the road.
Some of the highest death rates for mountain lions occur where human populations are the largest, the San Francisco Bay Area and here in Southern California.
In the case of mountain lions in Southern California, that is critical, because so many of them are getting killed that the populations are always at risk of winking out, essentially.
In other words, micro-extinction from an area, which is the case for the most famous mountain lion, P22, who was photographed under the Hollywood sign. He was euthanized in December after a car strike. At just over one mountain lion being killed a week in California from being hit by a car, Shilling says now is the time to help these big cats and other animals by providing wildlife crossings.
Getting them safely across the road, and that's where wildlife crossings come in, which is something we know how to build, we know how to make them effective, and therefore they are a solution for wildlife.
Wildlife crossings can go over freeways like the Wallace-Annenberg crossing planned to go over the 101, or they can go under,
which are essentially tunnels to get wildlife from one side to the other, and they're almost always associated with fencing. So you have fencing plus a crossing structure.
And now there's funds to do that.
But recently the Wildlife Conservation Board and the state has invested quite a bit into planning new wildlife crossing structures. We can build our way out of this with more fencing and wildlife crossings.
This is just one of over a half dozen wildlife corridors here in San Diego, providing access for animals to pass underneath very busy roadways and highways in the county. It provides that safe passage for animals to go from one open space to another along with the fencing. Soon to be built, an overpass wildlife corridor in the Temecula area. Sean Stiles, Earth 8.